Hello, everybody. Today we're gonna go over my journey as a Pokemon card salesman. Big motherfucker. Anyways, this all started right here. If you watch my previous video, you'll know why I got into collecting Japanese cards. Okay, so I'll just quickly recap it. I started back in 2020 again after I got my cards stolen when I was a kid, and here we are. I saw them side by side. Japanese a lot nicer than English. Okay, now you're caught up. Basically, here on Hawaii, there was pretty much nowhere to get good priced Japanese stuff. So I basically had to import it myself. And importing booster packs. I wasn't buying singles. I'm a degen gambler. I was ripping that stuff myself. But basically, I was importing it, and you had to get a lot in to justify the shipping cost. So I was buying like 10, 20, 30, 40 boxes and all this rare stuff like Yokohama boxes and all that stuff and stamp boxes. Anyways, I was importing it, and this was probably in 2021. So 2021 was a booming year for business everywhere because the government was pumping money into the economy. So everyone had money, including me, and I was ripping stuff. And 151 came out. Very fun year as far as collecting, because you get to rip a lot of stuff because everyone, there's free money going everywhere. Anyways, probably, what year are we? We're 2022, 2024 right now. So last year in 2023, 2023, I think. I was importing a lot of Japanese product, and then I was selling it on Facebook Marketplace. And the reason why I was selling really, really good was because I was undercutting everybody. Not like, because like the card shops were charging a lot because they have to. But as far as like the secondary market on Facebook and all that, people were card shops would be at, like, let's just say $90 for V-Star Universe. The undercutters that would like sell one box or whatever for like, they would sell for like 80. And then here I came along and I was like, $60, but you have to buy minimum 10 or something, because basically I wasn't actually trying to make money. I was just trying to get the shipping discount to myself and then just charging people for meeting up with them. So like if I sold somebody like 10 boxes for, let's just say $700, I was only making $50 on 10 boxes. I was only marking it up by like $5. So yeah, it wasn't really to make money off of it. I was just trying to get a discount from the shipping. Like, think of it as a pool, except I'm fronting all the money and passing the discount on to them with a slight markup to deal with it. Because sometimes you meet up with people, they take forever, and you like it's sketchy, and they don't even show up. So yeah, I wasn't trying to make money. It was just like, okay, here I was providing a service for very little money, and I was doing that for a while. I was basically an importer of Japanese product. I was wholesale importer of Japanese product. That's what I was. Okay. I forgot what the initial story was supposed to be about. God damn, I don't edit. How I started selling on whatnot. No, that wasn't the topic. Shit. I don't want to record this whole video again because I don't remember. Teleprompter. Ente. How I started wholesaling. I don't know. I'm just gonna talk in some direction and hope that's what the prompt was in the beginning of the video. Anyways, I started importing. How I started selling Pokemon cards. Okay, we're back. It took me 30 seconds to recover. Okay, so, yeah, I was doing that up until, I was pretty much doing that up until the beginning of this year. I was also teaching. I was a professor at, I don't know if you call it a professor. I was a college teacher for culinary arts, and then my baby was born, and then that was in December And then we did the final. She was born. And then the beginning of this year, there was a convention, a big one where people actually fly in. It was run by Aloha Card Shop. I forget what. Aloha Card Show. Oh, well. January 4th through 6th. And then that was my like first big vendor show. And I also brought in a lot of like PSA 10 slabs and whatever. And I probably sold about $30 to $40,000 of stuff. But remember, if you can sell a lot of stuff, but if you don't do it profitably, it's a moot point. Anyways, I learned real quick that people prefer English. They don't really care for Japanese. But basically, I prepared for the show. I was also running a food stand right next to my card stand. I wasn't in the card area. I was in the food area. And my staff were serving food. And that made decent amount of money. Like less than 5,000 profit. But I was running my cards all by myself. I had a lot of... They gave me extra tables because I was in the food area. So... it was like, yeah, this whole area is for food. There's not a lot of food vendors, so do whatever you want. So I had a lot of space for all my card stuff, but I had to watch my table by myself, basically. I had a lot of English product. I had mainly from Macy's, and I was kind of paranoid because it was my first show, and yeah, I learned a lot because I had to watch over basically a L-shaped triple table. I was paranoid, so I had a lot of stuff like saran wrapped, and I guess like people when they come by, they don't want to see like this whole mountain of product that's saran wrapped. I had sticker prices on it, and it was a whole thing. Anyways, I probably sold around, I want to say 1/3 of it, and then I basically fire sold everything else to a card shop owner at the end at basically the price that I paid for all that. So how much profit did I actually make from that show? Probably like, without the food, probably like 5,000, maybe. So I guess it's good. But it took me like a week to prepare for that, and more than a week. I was buying stuff for that show over the course of 3 months, just buying good deals. Yeah. So that was my first show, and that was my last show. I was like, this is not worth it. And then that was January, let's just call it January 5th. So right in the beginning of the year. Then on January 25th, about 20 days later, where my daughter's about two months old at that point, 2 months old. And I'm running 3 restaurants. One of the restaurants burns down. There's a dryer fire. Basically, greasy towels got too hot, and the staff opened the door, but still they didn't cool down enough. So chemical plus heat, it was just barely enough that it like started to smolder. So they left at like 11 p.m. and then the I guess from 11 p.m. up until 3:30, 4:30 a.m. that was blazing fire. So it took a very long time for that fire to start. Anyways, fire happened, no money. I got to front all this stuff. I didn't want to fire any of my staff. That was the main thing. I didn't want to fire any of them. Like, how are you gonna operate a restaurant with no income and these staff are just standing there twiddling their thumb? So I didn't want to fire any of them, and I took heavy losses for probably... I'm still taking heavy losses from the restaurants because of all this stuff. But yeah, I needed money. So yeah, it's been quite a year. But I had to start selling my personal collection that I've been buying over the last 3 to 4 years just to make money to survive. So I started doing Whatnot. And when I first started doing Whatnot, I didn't do it with the intention of making profit and operating a business. I was just like, I don't want to list it on eBay because you got to wait too long. I was like, I need money now. I need money yesterday. So I was like, I'm just going to sell it. Whatever it sells for sells. Okay. So in the beginning, obviously, I have a social media following, but I never cross promoted it because I was like, I don't want to cross promote it and all that stuff. So I was just like, I just started streaming. That's basically what I did. I was like, schedule show, start streaming. The very first thing, in my first probably week or two, I did maybe 3 to 4 shows. Jovu, JVU, Jovu, he was like my first whale. And yeah, when I first started streaming, I only had like 1 to 3 viewers for the first day. Just like, the viewer count at the top, there's people cycling through, and it was pretty much dead. And then like 1 to 5 for the whole week. And I was basically doing the Paldean, the one with baby shinies in it. The one with the Mimikyu on the box. I had Pokemon Center ETBs that I was selling. So I was just ripping shipping those. And then, yeah, I was ripping shipping those. And then that's basically where I started. I was at 5 viewers, and then it slowly grew. After the first month, I probably had an average of maybe 30 viewers, and it was just me selling off my collection. I was guaranteed I was making zero profit. I was in the red if you're going based off of market price. I was probably average selling at like 70 to 80% of market comps, and then taking out fees underneath that. But I needed money. I was just liquidating what I had. But yeah, I guess I'll cut the story off there, because the whole whatnot section, I can make a whole video on that. Bye bye.